Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Better at Beach podcast and YouTube channel. I'm Mark Burrick, and I'm here with Brandon Joyner. And today we're just going to share with you all of the equipment, items, exercise equipment that we use on a regular basis and that we love, and then a little bit from our wish list. At the bottom in the description of this video or this podcast, you'll be able to find some links to different programs and things that we're talking about. And they are affiliate links. So if you want to support the channel while getting your gear, then go ahead and find those links. And we're going to include as many of them as we mentioned. We don't have official partnerships with any of these, but we're at the point where we're now ready and looking for some year-round partnerships and sponsorships. What we can do for your company is giveaways. We have well over 1,000 campers every year. We run into close to 500 individuals in Hermosa just on its own. 100,000 people on YouTube, 100,000 people on Instagram, as well as 60,000 on our email list. And it's all volleyball and weekend warrior enthusiasts. So if you are the marketing manager or you own and run a small company and you want to get your product or services into the hands of weekend warriors and passionate beach volleyball athletes, then just get in touch. I want you to email support@betteratbeach.com. And just quickly, we're going to run through some of our upcoming camps. We will be in Youngsville, Louisiana, October 3rd, Long Island, New York, October 10th, October 17th, Orlando, Florida, October 31st, Fort Myers, November 7th, Virginia Beach, November 14th, Dallas, Texas. Yeah, going to Dallas. December 12th, we're going to Houston, Texas. And December 17th, we've got a private camp, which is a small camp. It's not necessarily a private camp, but it's a private court at my Airbnb in Florida that has a giant swim spa and a volleyball court in the backyard. So intermediate women who want a smaller, more boutique style camp, December 17th. Check that out at betteratbeach.com/camps. And if you're interested in renting my Airbnb with a volleyball court, just get in touch, hit me up on Instagram, and you can have a little volleyball vacation, and we can set you up with some of the best coaches in the world.
And don't forget our Punta Cana spot still has a couple spaces available. So all-inclusive resort, week-long camp, November 29th to December 5th.
Something to be thankful for right after Thanksgiving.
You know, whether you guys like it or not, it is starting to get cold in areas that aren't blessed by warm weather year-round, and we feel for you. And that's why we run these camps, so that you guys can escape the treacherous freezery of the north. And
talking to you, Michigan.
Come hang out with us for a week in the sun. Yeah.
Okay, so equipment and things that we know and love, as well as some wish lists. I think we can start with some of the fitness equipment that we use.
Yeah.
In my garage gym, which we basically turned into an entire personal training studio for for me and Janelle, and every now and then we'll run some fitness seminars and personal training in there. But we've got a small space, and I needed absolutely everything in there that I know that I'm going to use without getting wasteful equipment. So one that's on my wish list that we're going to include a link to it is the Dumbbell interchangeable dumbbell. Now they go up to 100 pounds interchangeably. You could also get the one that's just for 80, but it's like really sleek. It's all metal built, and then you can just rotate the handle to get the different weights. And I am a monster fan of interchangeable dumbbells. Like, I absolutely love them. I feel like bang for your buck in terms of space, plus everything that you can do with dumbbells. You don't actually need a barbell to train for volleyball. If you get dumbbells that are heavy enough, you can do every leg exercise, every lunge, every explosive, like even dumbbell snatches when you want to get into the quasi Olympic lifting. So I really like those. I do have, though, the Bowflex set that goes up to 52 and a half. And since I wasn't ready to invest in another set when I've already got something good enough, all I did was I added 2 sets of dumbbells that I needed to be heavier, which were the 70 pounds and the 80 pounds. So I've got dumbbells that go from 5 all the way to 52 interchangeable. Those are the Bowflex. And I've also got a 70-pound set of dumbbells and an 80-pound set of dumbbells for when I'm trying to go a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I think especially the interchangeable ones, those are great. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I like, especially for you and I, when we've done our workouts together. I'm sure it's the same with you and Janelle, because Janelle and I lift the same amount of weight. But um, it's so easy, and like I'm kind of always, I've leaned on you for a long time as far as personal trainer, best friend. Um, and the amount of stuff that we're able to do just with dumbbells is really cool. And the cool thing is, like, if you're going 40 pounds on an exercise and I'm going 20, it's such like, it doesn't take any time. You
Yeah.
just put them right back in the holders. You adjust the weight, whichever weight you're going with. So like, especially if you work out with somebody, even if it's a significant other, and you may or may not be doing different weights, it's a game changer.
Yeah. And, when I was building all of our workout programs for volleyball, which you guys can find at betteratbeach.com/workout, I wanted to, when I started, it was during the COVID years. And I was like, well, what's going to be most accessible? Can I create a program where each exercise you can either choose dumbbells or barbells? Because not everybody's going to get barbells and plates for their garage or living room gym.
Right.
So I designed every exercise in there, and we show it in the videos how to do it with a barbell or how to do it with a dumbbell. And now we've also got that kettlebell program, which probably brings me to my next really favorite set of equipment is kettlebells. I just can't say enough about them. And I know there's like so many dynamic videos of people doing crazy things, but a kettlebell is a dumbbell. Like, think of it like that, and you won't be scared of it anymore. If you just treat them like dumbbells where the grip is in a different place, then you're set. You can do curls with them. You can do shoulder presses with them. You can do deadlifts, squats, lunges, rows, all of your base base moves. But then you can also add the really cool and fun dynamic moves that come with traditional kettlebell training. And that, over the last year, kettlebells has become a staple. And even if I'm not doing a full kettlebell style workout, uh, I will always add them just for rows or Russian twists, any overhead and suitcase carries, like a farmer carry, just to walk around with that heavy weight on one side. But it's so dynamic. And yesterday, I did a little workout for myself, and so I used the dumbbells for some chest, and then I just took my kettlebells for the rows. And I very easily could have done the dumbbells, but I like grabbing those kettlebells. So
Yeah, I think, for like, it's kind of funny because you're so uh, exercise science enthralled in your brain. For me, I'm like the basic, like, I don't really get to talk about working out in the capacity that you do. Obviously, I know what I'm talking about, and I can lead people through like fixing
yeah,
form correction and stuff like that. But for me, like, one of the coolest things about kettlebells is what I realized with a lot of the movements that we use with kettlebells is it's a really easy way to get a full body workout.
hmm
Um, like, when I think about dumbbells, I think about like isolating certain muscle movements, but a
hmm
lot of the kettlebell movements are engaging all of your muscles. We talked a little bit about stabilizers yesterday
hmm
in our YouTube videos that we were making. Um, and with kettlebells, especially the specific movements that you go through with that the program that we have, um, it's so good for beach volleyball because, like, we don't really need to be doing a whole lot of workouts that are single muscle
yeah,
work. right? Like we
Right.
need to be doing, like our bodies are put through a lot of stress and a lot of agility and a lot of unbalance. And kettlebells kind of provide that in a safe way
Mhm.
where you're able to perform the same style lifts, but you're having to engage your entire body, which I think is such an extreme for beach volleyball players. I know when you first told me that you were creating the kettlebell workouts, I was like, heck yeah! Like just because when we added it to our workouts and stuff like that, at first I was like, oh man, like kettlebells. But then after one session, I was like, okay, I get it. Like this
Nice.
just it just makes sense.
Yeah, and then when you're doing the swings, and even like the Olympic things like snatches, where you start on the ground and you get it up over your head, shoulder stability there, explosiveness there, and then you're training that hip snap that you need to come out of your jump. So much value. And then the other value that I really get out of kettlebells is being able to travel with them or take one piece of equipment to the sand to get a full body workout under resistance training, right? Like I can just grab my 45 or my 93 and I can go out to the beach, and just walking from the car carrying a super heavy one, that's good. You got your farmer carry out of the way from the car to the sand. And then you can get into like those ballistic movements
Mhm.
with the kettlebell and just pop it down, get some rows, get some push-ups, get some shoulder presses. And so you can now you have a piece of equipment that you can bring on a road trip, and you can bring to the beach and say, well, I'm actually going to get my fitness and my volleyball in here in one day,
Yeah.
and in one session without two separate trips. So that's a little side piece of why I like kettlebells so much. You just toss them in the sand, let them fly, and then get a solid workout. And if you're in Hermosa, you will see me at random alone on the sand, just running myself through a little kettlebell and sprint work. Uh, I do want to talk about like equipment setup as well. I've got two sets of barbells because sometimes Chanel will use lighter weight than me and I'll use heavier weight than her. And so it's like, do we want to change the plates this often? So we got two sets of barbells, and we have the PRX squat rack that unfolds from your wall. So you can push it up against your wall so that it only takes up maybe, I think, 14 inches of space. And then when you fold it out, it's a full squat rack. And then I got the attachments for dips so that I can do a little body weight, tricep and chest, and cover my calisthenic style workouts. And it also comes with all of the different grips for a pull up bar. And I really like PRX. I think it was so easy for me to set up, just bolt it into the wall. And for those of you who have like garage setups, PRX has been really good to me for equipment, and would love to have a official legitimate partnership with them. I know that they work closely with some of my friends, Doc Gen Fit and Dr. Dom D PT, and they love all their equipment too. So PRX for the win. That's not to say that there aren't other companies that do similar things, but it's what I have, it's what I use, and it's a good setup for me. So if you're like shopping, you can trust PRX. And if we can find an affiliate link, we're going to put that down in the bottom of the description there.
Yeah, and honestly, I going back to not being the workout guy, there's something about the aesthetics too.
Mm.
Like your gym setup that you have now, it's gone through so many transformations, but like the setup of your current gym with the PRX is like when you walk in, you're like it's like a haven. It's like when you look at the gym, you're like, oh yeah, like I'm about to put in work. Um,
Except for when Mackenzie's bouncy house is set up, it takes over the whole
there's
gym.
we gotta pick our battles, but
Bouncy houses for plyometrics for babies.
yeah, yes,
Also,
perfect. Yeah, check the link below. Um, but yeah, there's something about like just a nice looking gym. I've
Mm,
gone into a couple garage gyms. I mean, even yours when it started, it was kind of like
yeah,
random equipment you had found on Facebook Marketplace, and still got the work done. But now when we walk in, we're like, okay, this is a gym that's in a garage. It's not just a garage gym.
mhm, yeah.
So a little different.
And I think this should be a non-negotiable for everybody. Find a place in your rental, in your home, to put a pull-up bar.
Yes.
Like, number one, for just in terms of arm swing, let's just talk about arm swing and the ability to set. If you just hang on a pull-up bar, you're increasing your overhead mobility because you're teaching your lats how to stretch, you're teaching your shoulders to really reach up, and it's just body weight resistance there, plus the grip that you get, and the general strength. And I know that a lot of women, they get really scared or intimidated by pull-ups, but there's such easy ways to modify those too. Like if
Mhm.
you're pretty strong, you can hop up on a chair and then kind of jump to the top of your chin up or your pull up and then just control your descent down. And I promise you, after a couple months of that, there's no doubt that you will be able to do your own body weight pull ups or chin ups.
Mhm.
Um, and in terms of calorie burn for everything, like the pull up is just a monster exercise that gets your arms lean, cut, and strong, works on your back, helps your posture. And then for volleyball players specifically, when we're hanging straight, a lot of people really, when they put their arms over their head and straight, a lot of people can't get their biceps behind their ears from that position. And then we talk about attacking, and it's like, okay, well, we can improve your attacking in about 2 months if you do this mobility program. And
Right.
that's why we had to design the Fix Your Arm Swing program in 21 days. And now it includes all those gym exercises that are supplementary to what should be your general fitness routine, but there are very specific exercises that you can do to increase your overhead mobility, increase the flexibility and mobility of your pectorals, and help activate all of your, basically your shoulder girdle and rotator cuffs so that you can have a better arm swing. But if your mobility isn't there,
Mhm.
it's gonna hurt you. So at the very least, go hang from a tree limb. Like, just hang for total 2 minutes a day. Figure out if you can hang for 20 seconds at a time, fine. But literally, if you have that pull up bar in your house, you can have the benefits of so many different things just by hanging from it. But if you have nowhere to hang from your house, then you're limited. So I just truly, truly, truly recommend everybody get a pull up bar somewhere, even one of the ones that you can hang like in your doorway.
That's what I have.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
great. It's tough for tall people.
It
Those are
is.
like,
Full feature on the ground, but just makes me go to a full extension.
yeah. And yeah, so for us, we have the PRX, and then we have another just straight pull up bar, and you can do all sorts of variations. You can do abs with that. You can start working on a little bit of light hip flexor strength, which is also important for jumping and sprinting. So pull up bars definitely for the win. And guys, if you don't have bands yet, if you're listening to a volleyball podcast and you don't have glute bands, and just like a hooped lightweight band that's a little bit longer where you can use your stretch, they're called power bands, and you can get like the 10 to 15 resistance weight. And that one big orange loop band that I have, I often use that for my glute activation. So you don't even need the smaller hip bands, but you can get them. And if they're not in your bag or in your gym on a regular basis, like, you're not doing the baseline that you need to keep yourself healthy for volleyball. And
Yeah.
if you look at any pro player, I guarantee, like, I will bet money time and time and time again that a pro player, if you just look in their bag, they're going to have two different bands. One's going to be one of those circle glute bands, and one's going to be a longer one for shoulder health.
Yeah, I think for me, I worked out at a gym here in Hermosa or Redondo, but um, every single time I would go in and work out, I had to do like glute activation with those bands. And I struggled with a lot of knee pain throughout
Mm,
my career. And that was the easiest way for me to get rid of my knee pain. Whether it was doing clamshells or monster walks or just side shuffle walks, L walks, whatever you want
mhm.
to do. But it's like if you have knee pain and you haven't started doing that, I guarantee you, if you do 2 sets of 8 of like those 3 different style walks, within 2 weeks, your knee pain will be significantly less. Like it is crazy how effective those are. They burn, they feel great. Like if you want to not feel like you're huffing and puffing, but get a solid muscle workout, like it's fantastic. Um, yeah, and like a lot of times if people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I know you've had knee issues in the past. Like, what would you suggest?" I'm like, "Get some bands, do these walks," and I show them what the walks look like, and it's like that's always my first thing. Um, and I think it's huge. So
Yeah,
it's. I wish I had found it earlier, and like I wish I had done them in indoor because I think I would have protected my body a little bit better.
hmm
Um, but now it's like if I'm going to play, I have them in my bag. I was actually looking because I was wondering if I had one on my shelf, but they're in my volleyball bag, and my bag's in my car right now.
it should be.
And so weird. You were right.
Yeah, and just for anyone who's got like low back pain as well, a lot of the origins for knee pain and low back pain come because of glute imbalances or sometimes deactivation and inhibition. So in order to just wake up those glutes and try to get them firing, like one simple thing you can do at home is wrap your bands with one of those elastic bands and then sit into a squat and have your knee at least a beach ball, like a not a volleyball, like a beach ball width apart, and hold until one of them starts to hurt more. And if you feel one of them starting to get quivery or weak or inactivated before the other one, easy way to know you've got a little bit of imbalance. And anytime I don't do bands for an extended period of time, like an idiot, like that's when my low back pain will start coming back. And so then I just rehab it through our mobility program, which it's funny, like I use all of the programs that we have online. Yesterday I opened it up and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that, and that. Great. So I kind of pick and choose between my programs, but everything in there I use and have used personally. And so if you've got low back pain or knee pain, like the easiest, cheapest way to start is just get some bands.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got a
I think
couple
you got a couple of more fitness workouty stuff.
just wish lists.
Okay,
Um,
hit me.
the
Christmas is
gym,
coming.
the Gym Aware program, which you can attach a string or a Bluetooth thing to your dumbbell or to
Mm-hmm.
your waistline, and it measures the speed of your hip drive. And so it can calculate your vertical jump. It can calculate your power output. That's something that I've always really wanted, just haven't bit the bullet just yet. But having the bar speed measured for jump training and sprint training specifically, like just squatting up and down at a 2x2 tempo, it's good for base strength and you'll definitely see results and you'll definitely increase. But what you have to do is increase the speed at which you can produce that force. And that's what translates directly to vertical jump. So those things, the Gym Aware, which is an attachment, and then the OVR jump, which is just two lasers on the ground, and you stand between the two lasers, and then it takes you through a couple of different jump exercises. You can measure your vertical jump by it because it just measures the time that your foot leaves the laser until it comes back. I think for vertical jump measuring and testing and staying consistent over time, they are a little bit on the pricey side. But if you're a dedicated volleyball player who's like really focused on increasing your speed and your vertical, I think tools like that are giving you the feedback of how fast you're moving the bar or how fast you're getting off the ground, pretty invaluable. And you will see them in a lot of college programs for sure. But for the everyday user, you're like, it's a piece of equipment that's over $300 that I still need the other equipment in order to do it. The OVR jump is a little bit different because, okay, you just need the ground, right? But the Gym Aware, those two are definitely on my wish list. And I think for somebody who wants to measure their performance over time, really valuable pieces of equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, didn't Velocity have that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like the
Yeah.
OG version of
Yeah.
GymAware, and it like appeared on your on the iPad as you were squatting. And
Mhm.
if you weren't moving the bar fast enough, it gave you that, and if you were, it went bing bing, and you're like, yes, okay, got the
Yeah.
bar to move fast.
Yeah, I think, and that was big for me. Like, I think, because in college we were built on strength,
Mhm.
like we were chasing PRs every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Um, and when I think I came out here to stay with you one summer before I moved out here, and I went to Velocity with you, and I was like, oh, wow, like I can lighten this load a lot and find better results. And
Mhm.
for me, I'm like, hey, that's great.
Yeah, because it's not just how much weight you're pressing, but it's the importance is how fast you can get moving.
Right.
Because vertical jump is a lot more than just your musculature; it's actually your nervous system and training it to fire as
Mhm.
fast as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to things outside of fitness.
Well, I was thinking that would be a good segue into recovery
All right.
because we're already sore. So now we got to figure out how to get our bodies back to feeling great. Um, I know for you and actually, I don't know if I know both of us have the Aura Ring right now.
Yep.
Um, I personally, I'm a big fan of the Aura Ring. I'm wearing it right now.
Hmm.
Little show,
Mine's
but
charging inside.
yeah. Um, I know a lot of beach volleyball players wear it. Um, a lot of people don't seem to have any problems wearing it while they play,
Not
and
at
the
all.
feedback that I get from it is great for me. I wore the Whoop as well.
Hmm.
I think the Whoop was good. Um, it definitely calculates pretty much all the same stuff that the Oura Ring would. Um, the reason I made the switch is because I have recently kind of switched over to kind of endurance style sports, which
Hmm.
don't suggest for any volleyball players because my vertical's probably gone down about 4 inches, 5 inches since I played last. Um, but I I need to wear I wear a Garmin that tracks all my endurance stuff, all my running, all my biking, all my swimming. And I didn't really want to wear two wrist things, so that was
Hmm.
kind of my preference. But I think both of them are crucial because one of the things that I think you and I were both pretty bad at the beginning of our careers, I think we started to monitor it a little bit more towards the end, was understanding when we needed to have rest days.
Yep.
And I think that's for me one of the biggest things with especially the Aura Ring right now that I'm wearing, um, is if I wake up, it gives you like a readiness score, that's pretty much based off of how much activity you did the day before, how your
Hmm.
sleep was, everything like that. It
And your
monitors your heart rate and
resting
everything.
heart rate, yeah, because if your heart rate's currently elevated, it means your body's still working hard, to try
Yeah,
to keep up.
right. And it doesn't mean that I necessarily don't work out that day, but I'm able to either lighten the load on my lifts, or if I'm playing, maybe I'm going to concentrate a little bit more on drill reps or something like that instead of gameplay. Um, or for me, when I'm doing my running, swimming, biking kind of stuff, I'll just like kind of lower my zones. So
Mhm.
if I am supposed to be running at a 8:30 pace, then maybe I run at a 9:30 pace. And I am able to calculate that. And once I kind of dove in, I think the biggest thing with these kind of recovery devices is just diving full in and
Mhm.
like understanding what are the metrics that I'm getting, how can I use them to actually adjust. I think so many people put on these recovery devices and they just do the exact same thing that they were doing before they wore the device, and now they're just getting feedback from it. Um, it's cool to see that too, but once you understand that, like, okay, I need to kind of push back a little bit,
Mhm.
um, and I think that's where you can find like your optimal body
Yeah.
and like strength and mind and everything. Um, and so it's been really cool. I like both of them.
I think the best thing that I got from the Aura was the sleep scores.
Hmm.
Um, I got it during my transition, when I was drinking alcohol and then, like, when I wasn't, and when you see what alcohol does to your sleep score for the next
Hmm.
couple of days, it's brutal. Like, you just don't rest as well. Even though you're unconscious, it doesn't mean you're actually getting restful sleep. And so it made me chase better sleep scores, especially when it's like, hey, man, your energy's starting to get low. It's like, okay, tonight I'm going to focus on getting to bed early because for the past few days, my sleep score has been crap. And that was important for seeing the changes of what I ate or put into my body the night before, and then seeing how that affected it. And then also like compounding. And for the parents out there, yeah, I know it's hard because sometimes you're gonna be up 6 times a night and you just gotta be like, "Well, I'm gonna ditch this ring because I know my sleep score is gonna be garbage for the first 3 months."
Hmm.
But, when you're able to get into a rhythm and then you're able to choose how long you sleep, how early to bed you can go, you start looking at that and you go like, "Oh, my sleep score's down for the last 3 days, like, no Netflix tonight. I'm just going to sleep because I gotta pop that back and give my body some time to recover," and sleep's one of the, if not the number one recovery tool that you have. They said something like LeBron James sleeps like 12 hours a day or something. And it's because
Love
your
it.
body needs it. Like, that's how you recover.
Yeah. Yeah, I got and moving on to equipment.
Mm.
I This is one we didn't really talk about, but I have this device called Roll Recovery.
Oh.
Um, I got it right here. But pretty much it's like a roller, like basic roller you would find, but instead of it being just like the circular cylinder thing that you roll on, this like comes apart and you put it on your leg, and then you can roll out your IT bands, roll out your hips, you roll out your calves. It's been phenomenal for me, So if
Nice.
anybody is like dealing with a lot of times, people with like I kind of went through something where I thought I had like sciatica or something like that, and then talked to one of my runner buddies, and he told me about this, and I bought it, and um, once I started using it for like 2 weeks, all that
Mhm.
pain went away. And so that was something that like I'm not saying it gets rid of all sciatica. I think it's a real thing,
Mhm.
but um, I think a lot of us we just have tight muscles.
Yeah.
I think it's something that can be treated, unless it is something extremely serious where you have some nerve blockage or something like that. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's something that's been great for me. I love the roll recovery device.
Yeah, and I like foam rolling and massage, just because, like, it's gonna put your nerves to sleep for just long enough for you to get into mobility and strength. Like, just
Mhm.
rolling out and just massage on their own, unless you've got an expert that really, really knows how to get into the right muscles and then recommend exercises, uh, on their own, they're not going to change your life. But if you utilize it so that you can get into deeper positions without pain, what they do is they essentially kind of put your nerves to sleep, or they shut off the pain sensors for just long enough so that you can get a bigger, deeper workout. So it's one of those, you can use it before a workout, but just know that you're actually, when you do a true rollout, a lot of times you're putting muscles to sleep. So you won't be in the next 10 minutes, you won't be as explosive as you could, but it should be like rollout, then a little bit of mobility, or just deeper ranges in your strength training. And then afterwards, if you want to smooth it out because it makes you feel better, go for it.
Mhm.
And I like that clamp tool because
Yeah,
it's a pain to get on the floor, rest on your elbow, and then
a
roll
workout in
roll
itself.
out your IT band. Yeah.
I'm not trying to work out to roll out.
Um,
Um, Go ahead.
favorite clothing.
So favorite clothing, I would say right now I got a tie for my top.
Okay.
Um, Viore has been great to me. I love their board shorts. I love their casual wear. I love everything that they wear, that they
Mhm.
put out. When I first, funny story, Jake and I were playing in the Manhattan AVP. Um, I don't know, 6 years ago. This is right when Viore was starting, and I had somewhat of an angry point, and I tugged on my shorts like I always do, and my shorts split completely up the seam of my shorts.
No way.
And so I played a couple points with the slit and showing off a little too much leg. The ref stopped the game and told me that I needed to find another pair of shorts. I don't know. I don't know what was shown. uh, I didn't have another pair of shorts in my bag, and we happened to be right next to the Viore tent, and it was like a movie. Like I wish it was recorded because it would have been a great commercial. One of the guys comes out with a pair of board shorts. I put the shorts on. We come back and win in three. It's a storyline finish. And but everything that they've come out with, I love.
I like that they have the lining in some of their shorts too.
Yeah,
Anytime I cannot wear underwear, I'm all for it.
yeah, those are board shorts for me. um, and then my second is Legends.
Mm.
I think I'm actually wearing one of their long sleeves right now. Um, the Legends is, it's not really, they don't have board shorts or anything like that, but as far as their clothing, whether t-shirts or I love their, just like their running shorts.
Yeah.
I wear them to play a lot. I wear them to work out all the time. I wear them to sleep.
Mhm.
um, I think as far as comfort and durability, Viore and Legends would be top of my list.
The one company that's kind of on par with those guys that I really like, that I recently got 6 or 7 shorts from, and I'm the guy that, like, just buys in bulk. If something fits and it looks good, I'm gonna buy 6 or 7 of the same colors. So I bought 5 pairs of black shorts,
Yeah.
uh, and it was Fabletics, and they have, Fabletics. They they have this program where you sign up for a VIP membership, and then you get, like, wholesale prices
Mm-hmm.
on really high quality shorts. And I use mine for tennis. Like, pockets are important to me, having deep pockets. And then I'm really starting to like the inner lining. I think Slunks really turned me on to having that inner lining. And
Yeah.
so, and I also really like black shorts because for tennis and for volleyball, my hands are on my thighs so much
Mm-hmm.
that any bright colored shorts just get dirty looking quick, and sometimes you just can't get it out. So I'm a fan of that Fabletics program, and it is a subscription. You have to, like, remind yourself to either turn it off or pause it if you don't want to get charged. But I'm guessing they're making a good amount of money based on just the subscription, and then people are getting wholesale prices like $14 for a solid pair of running shorts with that program. So I'll include our my affiliate link below, just so you know. Like, I bought, I think, 8 different items in one swoop and took full advantage of that program. But yeah, now I've got basically the same shorts, just 7 different ones on repeat,
Yeah.
and 5
And
of them
I
are black.
mean, yeah. And you already mentioned them, but Slunks, they have to be among the top of the list of
Yes.
clothing that people will wear on the beach. In volleyball in general, I know indoor clubs are now wearing them. The boys are stoked to get those. I know if I was in high school and I was playing, I would have loved to wear some Slunks when I was competing.
Hmm.
Um, and every single camp that we have a couple of Slunks designs that we've come out with, and every single time we put them out, they are
They fly
grabbed.
off the table. They're gone.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy
they're cool. Like again, they have the liner built in.
for
They've
guys.
got pockets.
Yeah.
They're like, in my opinion, the length that athletes should be wearing. Like
Hmm.
they come up a little bit above the knee. For Logan, they're like mid thigh. Uh, but yeah, I think Slunks is, and we're seeing it. That so many teams on the AVP are sponsored by them. I know they outfitted. Um, Somebody in the past Olympics, I think Taryn and Kristen, they have their
Hmm.
own line. There's a
Yeah,
couple
really
different
good to
ones.
work with wholesale. They take care of the designs. They sent us like 15 different designs and were super diligent about what
Mhm.
we wanted them to look like, and they made it happen. So if you guys want a pair, we have two different styles, but only one of them is online. So if you want to check that out, the link's below, or you could just go to betteratbeach.com/merch to get your Better at Beach custom slunks and represent. But yes, love slunks and the fact that they started out just with shorts.
Right.
And now they have built piece by piece into an entire clothing line and hats and everything. So they did business the right way.
Hmm.
Focus on one thing, one problem, and then once you're crushing that, then you can expand from there.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
just talking about the business in general, got a little surprise showing from my girl Chips in the back. Um, but the people at Slunks are
mhm,
fantastic.
yeah,
Chris Reams is one of the best human beings I've met in the
yeah,
volleyball world. Every time you see him, every time that I'll reach out to him and say, "Hey, thinking about doing a giveaway at our camp. Are you interested?" And his answer is always, "How much? How much of things, and what do you want?"
yeah.
And he's a guy of the volleyball community. He's every time I see him, it puts a smile on my face. And like anytime that we can work with companies that make us feel that way,
Mhm.
it's awesome. Yeah, so can't say enough about Slunks and those guys. They're fantastic.
Okay, so we've got to wrap this up pretty quick, but let's go with your favorite sunscreen.
My favorite sunscreen. I've been using it for a while. It's called Headhunter.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a surf brand. I use it. My nose and face area gets really burnt with how much we're out in the sun. I should be even better about putting it on, but it does protect me. I use the face stick, and then they also have a nice lip balm that's like 50 SPF. My lips get torched on the beach, and it is painful and terrible. And since I've been using this, like I've avoided a lot of that pain. So yeah, I would say Headhunter is at the top of my list for my sunscreen.
Nice. For me, the what I want to move on to because I don't have a favorite sunscreen yet. I'm I'm the type B guy that shows up and says someone will have
Very
sunscreen.
useful to my
Always
body.
borrowing dollops.
Yeah.
But for hydration, because cramping has just been a part of my life. Number one, if we could get a pickles sponsorship, pickles Pickles Global. I don't know how do we get in contact with you.
We got to go to
Um,
Mount Olive.
but pickle juice it just solves so many problems, especially when you're like in an emergency, just drinking pickle juice. But I have made this a mainstay in just my regular hydration element,
Mm-hmm.
and or liquid IV. I think Element's been awesome. I actually won a giveaway where I got a year's supply of Element, and yeah, so I'll mix that. I'll make sure that it's in my water for at least one giant water per day, just because
Mm-hmm.
if you're drinking just water, but your sodium and potassium are off, you're still going to suffer from cramps or dehydration because your bodies and your cells need those elements to actually get the water into your muscles and into your cells. So uh, there's a company called Scratch Labs as well, which I have not tried, but uh, you can rub a piece of paper basically on your skin when you're sweating, and it'll tell you your sweat content and then show you the products that are either higher in salt or lower in salt. Because you could literally, as a normal person, you could sweat 100 times the amount of salt that I do. And one way to easily tell that if you're a salty sweater and you need more salt in your body is if you're the guy who gets those white lines on your hats.
The
Like it,
sweat, the
that
sweat
means that
mountains,
sweat, yeah, the sweat mountains, and that's all
the
salt.
sweat mountains.
Yeah. So liquid IV, Element or LMNT, and pickles for the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one last shout out, sunglasses.
Mm,
I think you recently tried on some Gooders,
I really liked Gooders. Yeah.
and they have a bunch of styles at the Hermosa Open. They were doing giveaways left and right, and the
Hmm.
entire beach was wearing them, and every style I saw was really cool. And then blenders. I think blenders is like, I haven't tried the Gooders, but blenders has some really cool sport style sunglasses.
Hmm.
Um, and as far as affordability, I think both of those.
Yeah.
I wore Oakley's for a long time. I still have a pair because I don't play much anymore, so they're not getting scratched up like they used to. But I know a lot of people have really great things to say about blenders, and the ones that I've put on have felt exactly the same as
Yeah.
Oakley's.
And when
Um,
you buy Oakley's, like, no disrespect to Oakley, but when you buy Oakley's and they get scratched up, because it's another 150, $200 purchase,
mhm,
you're gonna sit there and live with foggy, scratched up sunglasses for another 3 months before you get so sick of it that you'll finally change to clean lenses. Whereas if you offer this lower price point, which is what Blenders and Gooder have, you're like, yes, of course I'll buy another pair. It's, 35 bucks, 25 bucks for another pair. And then you don't have to be blind for 3 months while you're just taking your wallet into consideration.
for sure.
So really like them. And they're, according to the Hermosa Open where I was, they're really good to the volleyball world. So,
Oh yeah.
uh, hoping we could get a cool partnership with them and outfit some of our campers with some Gooders, or if for whatever reason, uh, Gooder or Blenders is listening to this, get in touch. Let's do something cool.
Yeah.
We like both your shades.
Yeah.
Um, Creatine, you just cannot not have creatine. There's too much science behind it. Start with 5 to 10 milligrams every day, or grams every day, and just add it with your water. I always just put it right in with my element
Yeah.
and just have it throughout the day. If you want to see, there's infinite research now showing all of the benefits for both genders on creatine. So please, brain health, alertness, muscle, and even like memory, it's they're starting to show that it helps improve. So add creatine to your life, please. Just one basic thing. And then on the sand, big special shout out to the Schermerhorns. Sarah, she's always given me a little gift, the Beach Bub umbrella, which you can carry out and then you just fill the base with sand so it doesn't fly away. It started in Florida where it's always gusty, and they're like, all of our umbrellas just literally take off when we get a wind gust. And so weighting it down with the sand, it comes with a little shovel, and then you just pack that shovel into the umbrella base so that it doesn't fly away, doesn't get affected by wind, and made by a beach volleyball family. So if you're looking for your next beach umbrella, head over to Beach Bub. I think it's Beach Bub US, maybe, but you'll find it when you search Beach Bub, and we'll include a link at the bottom of this. And then man, easy, cheap volleyball lines, which were so hard to find affordably for so long. Sand Vol Pro. They're all over Instagram. They've made good quality lines that are easy to unroll, easy to match. They come with the anchors for grass and for beach. Uh, and
A little
they did it
baggy to carry them in.
affordably. Yeah. So that you can just like buy lines without thinking about it.
And they're
So
set to twos. They're not. You're not getting them and then realize that the lines you were sent were for big court, and then you have to do measuring and cutting, and yeah, they're
yeah,
just made.
yeah, I've gone into some messy line situations where you're like, what,
Same.
where do I have to tie the knot on each end to do this? No, they're already pre-cut. They're
Yeah.
set out for you. And they sent me a couple free lines, which is really nice of them. And we use them at all of our leagues and our classes. So super easy to set up.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
It was good.
Yeah.
I gotta start thinking about my wish list. You know,
Hmm.
I Christmas is on the way, and who knows what Santa's going to bring me this year if I don't make a list.
That's
So
right. You got to
I
make
gotta
the list,
start
put it out
making.
into the universe.
Yeah, if you got anything like a must-have, drop it in the comments. Let us know if we need to start adding it to our repertoire, and helped me build my Christmas list.
Yeah. And if you, again, are a marketing manager or the owner of a company and you want your services or products advertised to our audience, whether it's through free product, whether it's through affiliate or kind of title sponsor program for all of our camps or an individual camper event, or you want to run a corporate event where we host beach Olympics and we can also bring you beach volleyball pros to actually play with and coach and guide your company through just a big, beautiful beach day. That's what we did with Skechers recently. And we did it with a company over in Florida as well, where we had this big corporate event and just organized a full beach Olympics with every like fun beach game you can imagine. And we had music and we had volleyball lessons and really cool. So if you are scheduling your next corporate event and you want Better at Beach to be a part of it, support@betteratbeach.com. Shoot us an email. And if you liked any of the products or are thinking of getting them, you can check out the links below. Please, use our affiliate links and support us. And if you want to buy some of our merch, you can check out betteratbeach.com/merch, and you can get your slunks, tees, tanks, hats, visors, etc.
Yeah, new hat on the shelves.
That's right. Yeah, I like that new hat. It's sleek.
Yeah, that is nice.
Okay, from me, from Brandon. We'll see you on the sand.